case Easy Rider is checking in for transport duty. Copy, Easy Rider.
Welcome everybody, this is Coder from Amoeba Games. Today we're here to discuss using AGHTM mission templates. For those of you unfamiliar with it, AGHTM, or Amoeba Games Helicopter Transport Missions, is a Lua script library for DCS that provides everything you need for creating rich, immersive transport missions for helicopter pilots. In addition to the Lua script library, we've also created a bunch of bundles of free missions that you can download, you can try using AGHTM and see what this is all about. So we're going to jump right in. How do I get AGHTM? We go to the Amoeba Games website at amoebagames.com. On the top navigation, we can click Flight Sim Tools, AG Script for DCS, AGHTM Helicopter Transport Missions, or you could just click the banner here, which will take you right into the FST subsite. For those unfamiliar, Flight Sim Tools is a suite of software tools written by Amoeba Games for flight simmers by flight simmers. There's rich software toolkit, has a lot of tools that you can use for your flight sim experience. Please give it a look. So once I'm here at the FST homepage, I can click AG Script for DCS. AG Script is another project that should be coming soon. AGHTM is built on top of AG Script, so we'll cover that in more detail later. This video is intended for those folks who are not mission builders. This is so that you can get started quickly creating missions by simply dragging and dropping items in the mission editor, and all of the wiring kind of goes along with it. So for more information on the script library itself, you can go to this first section. From any of the pages within the script library, you'll be able to click the blue button to get to the mission bundles, or the green button to get to the mission templates. Please spend some time here and read the information that's presented. It gives you everything you need to know about AGHTM, including how you can add AGHTM to your new or existing missions. One important section to point out here is the scripting reference. If you come in here, you have the option to collapse all or expand all, but you can look at the individual objects that make up the library and get information on all of those. We're going to jump ahead to the mission templates section. So again, as mentioned, this section is really meant for people who are not mission builders. This page is still under construction, so bear with us. But you can see that the templates are available for download here. You can choose which template you'd like to download. For the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to pull the templates for the UH-60 community mod by clicking the download link here. This will download the files locally. Okay, now that the file has been downloaded, we'll open our downloads folder. You'll find the AGHTM mission templates folder that you specified. I'm going to right click, choose extract all, leave the defaults, and do some cleanup to get rid of the original zip file. And if we open this up, we can see we have the README file. The README file for the templates themselves, and then we have the individual templates. Currently for 5 maps, additional templates are coming. Each of these templates is a fully functional mission. The idea is you will make a copy of this file, open it in the mission editor, drag things around, have a brand new mission that you can fly. Here you can see that what I've done is I've taken copies of all of the templates and I've put them into an AGHTM templates folder. The idea is I can quickly reference these and make copies of them to quickly create new missions in minutes. So what I've done is I've copied the Persian Gulf template for the UH-60 Blackhawk, and I've made a copy of it over here in my Persian Gulf AGHTM folder within my missions section of my DCS Saved Games folder. Now, before we can create our new mission, it's important to note something. We first need to scout a location where we want to create a mission to make it immersive. We want to try to find a nice scenic area of the map, maybe an area that has a lot of population, therefore lighting if we're doing a night mission. Maybe we want to have mountains, maybe we don't want to have certain types of scenery. So we want to take that into consideration when planning our mission. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open our DCS launcher, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to launch DCS in my one monitor viewport. Now that DCS is open, I'm going to show you how I scout it for a location for a new mission. I'm going to open the mission editor. I'm going to create a new mission. Choose Persian Gulf. And basically what we're going to do is we're just going to drop an aircraft in here with a very simple flight plan to allow us to run the mission with the AI flying the plane, and we're just going to follow it and see what the area looks like. Now, one area that I thought about perhaps making a mission here is this stretch of the map over here. I like to make the missions anywhere from 65 to 120 nautical miles, roughly, give or take, depending on what I'm going after. So this is about an 80-mile section here. So I'm just going to click A to drop an aircraft. Doesn't really matter what we pick. I'm going to go over here, and about 80 nautical away, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to click a waypoint. First waypoint I'm going to set to AGL 500. Second waypoint, same thing, AGL 500. This should give us a nice low view to the ground so we can get a good look at the terrain. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run this mission. I'm not even going to bother saving it. So as you can see, this area of the map really isn't very interesting. This is kind of what I expected, why I wanted to use it for an example. But if I use the Control-Z shortcut to speed time up to 10, we can see that once we get over this initial range here, there's really nothing. I can speed it up to a factor of 30, 40, 50, doesn't matter. If we zoom out, there's really nothing here. This probably isn't a good location to use for a mission. So let's go ahead, go back to our mission editor. Now, an area that I've been scouting that I've been wanting to do is this area here south of Fujairah International Airport. If we look starting at Fujairah coming down here, it's about 80 to 85 miles to this area here, and it looks like there's some cities that we can use for pickup zones, make it a little interesting, have some scenery. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to scout this area. So I'm just going to drag my aircraft over here. I'm going to take my end waypoint and I'm going to put it down here roughly about where I want to check out. And then I'm going to go back to the first waypoint. I'm going to add another waypoint here just so we follow the coastline and kind of get a good look at what this area looks like. Go ahead and run the mission. So as we can see coming out of here, there's already some scenery. Looks like a little bit better of a terrain to fly around. We have some mountains, some hills that we can fly around and explore. Let's speed this up a little bit. Long stretch here. It might be a little boring. There's some towns and some villages. You can see off in the distance. So this is probably a good area. So let's use this as our basis for our mission here. So now that I know I'm going to do Fujairah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back over to my mission folder where we copied our template. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give this one a name. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to copy this for a moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new folder with the same name as my mission, and I'm just going to drag my mission into that folder. Now we're going to switch back to the mission editor, and we're going to open our mission. So we're going to go to Missions, AGHTM, Persian Gulf. Here's our new folder that we created. Here's our mission that we created. And what we can see here is the base mission template that has everything you need to run an AGHTM mission. We have a helicopter in a starting location. We have trigger zones that represent our different pickup locations. In this case, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, and our final destination, which is Olympia. Olympia is a sea vessel. We'll go more into the setup on that a little bit. But the way this mission is set up, we have a helicopter that has waypoints at each of these trigger zones. At each trigger zone, we've also added a single helipad. That's the case for all of the mission templates by default. All 5 locations start as land-based single helipad landing areas. The final destination is the sea vessel that we're using in most of our bundle missions. This brings us to the end of part 1. Be sure to check out part 2, where we will cover the details of how to use this template to create our sample mission. If you like these videos, don't forget to click the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Coder out.